It's Monday the 2nd of March and it's Magic Monday Live, and I'm talking about two things today. The main one is going to be all the stuff that's happening around the world at the moment. Oh my goodness, I know what you're thinking. I've been thinking the same and I've got some thoughts on it. And then the second thing is going to be about something joyful that's happened. I think we should have a bit of positivity in the world as well. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Should we do this? I think we should. It's Magic Monday Live. Well, I wasn't quite sure if the music played there or not. That was a bit of an unusual one. Let's see if my Magic Monday jingle plays.
It's the start of the week. Grab your coffee cups. It's Magic Monday Live.
Oh, right. So let's crack on. And the reason I'm going to do this today, I was thinking about this a little bit over the weekend. Should I do my Magic Monday about what's happening out there in the Middle East? And I thought, maybe not. And then somebody sent me a message this morning, and it just said, Michael, is World War III going to start this week? Just wondering your thoughts. Well, when you get a message like that, it's kind of one of those things you go, oh, what are my thoughts about it? So I've got lots of thoughts, usually have with these types of things, and I'm not going to get into any political stuff whatsoever. But what I'm more interested in is what actually happens in here with our brains. So the classic thing when these situations occur, and they do on a all too regular basis, which is unfortunate, is that your brain does three things. Number one, it scans for threat. So it's not going to look for positive things, because remember, your brain is designed for survival mode. So the main thing that it wants to do all the time is just to help you to survive. So it's going to scan for potential threats. Next thing, it's going to fill gaps with scenarios. So even if things aren't particularly true, it will fill the gap with a scenario of something that it will put in its place to try and make it true. So step number one, your brain's going to scan for threats. Step number two, it's going to fill any gaps that it has with scenarios. Make stuff up. Yeah. And then the next thing it's going to do is seek certainty. So even if the certainty is catastrophic, it will seek certainty. That's what your brilliant brain is doing all the time. And how well we control that is the key. We can't stop it from happening, but we can control it. We can ask different questions. We can reframe things. We can do stuff in different ways. So I think that we need to maybe focus on some classic personal development here. And I would say the classic personal development I would focus on is circle of influence versus circle of concern. So circle of influence is what we can do about it. Circle of concern is things that we're concerned about, but we have no action over them. So you cannot control global leaders. As much as we might like some of the things that they do, we cannot control global leaders. You cannot control military decisions. That's above your pay grade and my pay grade. There's nothing we can do about that. We cannot control international alliances. As much as we might think that we're able to do that, your opinions about who should be doing what to whom actually doesn't really make much difference. So the key always with these things is to focus on circle of influence. What can we do? Well, you can control how much media you consume. I know of one person in particular, I'm not going to mention any names, but they've been watching the news all weekend. Now, they've got reasons for doing that. I understand why they want to do it, but they've been watching the news all weekend, pretty much from the minute they get up until they go to bed at night. I don't know if that can be helpful. I really don't know if it can be helpful. So you can control how much media you watch. The next thing that you can do is control the tone that you bring into conversations. So if you're saying this is a nightmare, it's World War III, it's the end of the world, or this lot should do that lot should do that, or isn't that terrible, or isn't this horrible, or they should do, or why don't they, and all that type of stuff. If we bring a tone of conflict into our own conversations, even by accident, that does not help the situation at all. And the calm element, I think, is something that we can definitely focus on. We can focus on a calming element so that when we have conversations with friends and with colleagues and with family, we're bringing a sense of calm. I feel myself sometimes going bum, 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 up a level, particularly if I want to argue something, and particularly if I want to be right. I think we all want to be right, don't we? So I'll do that. And I'll find myself escalating things that don't need to be escalated. So calm. A breath. Why don't we do that more often? Why don't we just stop? Why don't we just stop now? Have a breath. Don't do it nearly enough. And then the next thing, circle of influence, is the kindness that we extend. The kindness that we extend to other people from other communities, from different backgrounds, to be as understanding as possible, and to say, you know what, I don't fully understand lots of things. I don't fully understand cultures. I don't fully understand histories of thousands of years with things. I don't understand why certain people do things and why other people allow them to do it. But I'm just going to be kind to people. I'm going to be very kind to people. It's something that we can all do in our circle of influence. So here's some specific actions. Reduce your exposure. It's probably the nice word to talk about. Reduce your exposure to those moments, those fear-inducing actions, and make them fear-reducing rather than fear-inducing. Number 2, verify before sharing. Find out a bit more about something before you suddenly repost it, or before you suddenly tell people about something. Somebody said to me, not too far away from me, in this house, an RAF base has been bombed in the UK. And it hadn't. It was an RAF base that had been bombed in Cyprus. But it just sounded like the UK the way they described it. We just have to check these things sometimes, don't we? Maybe have some grounding conversations. Rather than doom scrolling, just talk about stuff. Ask questions. Just try and talk calmly as much as possible. Do something physical. That's always a good one. Go for a walk. Make bread. Do something that restores your agency to real life connection with things. And then choose contribution over consumption. I wrote down 4 or 5 notes and that one just popped up there. Choose contribution over consumption. The more that we're contributing and the less that we're consuming, the better the world, your world, the world that you're within right now will be. And there's probably some deeper messages as well. Little things happen. I've just looked out the window. Garden bin trucks just gone past. Forgot to put them out, haven't we? I forgot to put out the garden bins. First one of the year, and I forgot to put them out. Oh, it's all right. We'll get them in 2 weeks' time. But look, there's always been these moments, hasn't there? These flashpoints, moments that just create anxiety and create stress. Probably for a lot of us, our parents will have remembered the which was it, the Cuban Missile Crisis. A lot of people really thought that was it. That was the end of the world. That was a true crisis. The Cold War. And I'm not saying that we need to not think about these things or not care about these things. Of course we should. But the real thing is about caring about ourselves and our absolute nearest and dearest first. We can sometimes have opinions about stuff that's happening on the other side of the world or halfway around the world and not care enough about what's happening next door or in our own 4 walls. Maybe that's the message from today. Okay, thank you very much for tuning in. We've got some nice messages. Wise world, as always, Michael. Prioritizing your own mental is paramount, and your suggestions would help that. Thank you very much. I would see who else is here. Jen Flint. I was just talking about you this morning. That's strange. And then you're suddenly here. Andrew Heppel, my brother, Andy Epps is here. Din Ding 2002. Just love these names. Ugo is here. Utterly crazy. Brilliant. Coach David Francis. These are the people who are on Instagram. I should remember not to go through the Instagram ones. It takes ages. I'll have a quick little look on the Facebooks and the other ones. Here's Fiona Setch saying, great live, Michael. Let's sprinkle kindness. That's totally within our circle of influence. Fiona's book's coming out in a matter of weeks. How exciting is that? She's been working on it so long, and it's coming out in a few weeks. Right, so I was going to talk about a positive thing as well. So yesterday was Saturday was Christine's birthday, and we went up to Edinburgh for the day. And I have to say, people of Edinburgh, bravo, well done, particularly in shops. So we've been saying for a long time that retail has had a big slump, and retailers have forgotten how to retail. They've forgotten how to sell. They've forgotten how to engage. They've forgotten how to create brilliant magic moments of customer service. They haven't been doing... See, smile, say hello. They just haven't been doing that. And particularly in the northeast, and if you go to Newcastle and some of the great stores that we remember from years and years past have just dropped quite a lot. And but Edinburgh, oh boy, they've raised their game. They're superb. Chatting, selling, engaging, offering suggestions. Really, really good. Well done, Edinburgh. And then the other thing though, travelling up and down the train to Edinburgh is remarkable. And the way that LNER trains are designed is that if you sit on the right hand side going up and the left hand side going down, you get these incredible views out at the sea. But there's only single seats there, and to get two actually facing each other, they only have one carriage where they have two facing each other, so they're all individual travellers. And so Christine and I had to sit separately, and we just spent that time, 1 hour and 20 minutes, just looking out the window and looking at things. And we saw Alan Carr's castle, the new castle that he's just bought, and we saw deer, and we saw the beautiful Northumberland coastline. It was really quite a wonderful moment. If you ever get a chance to do that train journey, then just go for it. Absolutely go for it. It's stunning. Who else is here? Always e-kind. Thank you, Mike. I'm not sure what an e-kind is. Oh, be kind. I'm sure that's what it meant to be. Yeah. So Mike also says, show call centre workings politeness and kindness. They take a lot of the unpleasantness from callers. You see, that is a great bit of advice. Show the call centre workers politeness and kindness. I can imagine that job. People starting on a tirade. I'm always lovely with people. I'm lovely with people who do cold calls. Somebody just rings you. It's not their fault. They've got their job. They've got to do their 90 calls a day. And I just said, listen, I'm probably not going to be for you, but thanks for calling and good luck. And what are you selling? And just have 2 minutes with them. Give them a bit of positivity, and then off they go. Right. Thanks very much, everybody. Gaynor's here. Gaynor, thank you very much for the lovely message that you sent at the weekend. I appreciate that. All right. Thanks very much, everybody. That's me done for another week. I will see you next week for more Magic Monday live. Yes. Oh, and that button.